Now to growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus.
Deadly Chinese coronavirus.
Covid19.
今天湖北武汉市卫健
The biggest quarantine in history.
Coronavirus.
Speaking of corona, I look like corona. What is going on here? It's a little bit weird how magically I'm back in Olympia, back in the Seattle area. A little random, right? Yeah. Well, CDC came in and shut down everything that I was doing, the reason why I was gone for so long. So I'm now back and I don't have the car. The Subaru is in Portland, as you guys know. It's being worked on. It's been a few months since I've actually recorded anything at all, but as you guys can see, I have plenty of things going on as we bought three go-karts, all of them having the same engine. Predator 212, Predator 212, that's coming off, and Predator 212. So we have a lot going on, and as far as keeping myself busy, unfortunately it's not car related specifically, but we did make some changes to a couple things. Now, today is a little bit exciting depending on how things are gonna go. Yasi is planning to do something later today, possibly. We're gonna find out. It may or may not be either adding to her collection of cars or replacing cars. Not exactly sure yet. It's springtime and it is full of pollen. I don't even know if you guys can see that. You guys see that? It's nasty. It's everywhere. It's all over the Jeep. It's all over the Beamer. And hopefully my car is in cover in Portland. One thing we did change is the Jeep headlights. Now I didn't record it. We did it about 3 days ago or something like that. As you guys probably know, they have the halogen headlights. I don't really talk about the Jeep very much because we try not to modify it, but it did get its first mod. And they got the new LED headlights, which, you have the keys? You have the keys. Okay, so one of the issues is for these projectors, based on how I installed those headlights, I'm actually going to need to adjust and raise the headlight so the beam is higher than where it is now. Because right now, it's like, it's basically looking downward angle for some reason. Just, it's always looking down. And I don't exactly know why it's set up like that, but it is. But the big thing is her day and what we're gonna do later. You guys see the pollen flying off the car right now? There's so much, the wind is blowing it off. So much pollen. I'm super fortunate to not have major allergies. There's some people in the family that do, and they're not having a good time right now. It might as well be corona for them. They cannot breathe, it's horrible. So, like I said, we have 1, 2, and 3 go-karts right now. The easiest one that we're gonna be able to be doing is, well, I guess that's a little bit debatable. It's either gonna be this newest red one that we got. It's got a new motor on there. The only thing we have to do, since the original engine for this was on the other side as far as the drive shaft goes, on this one, we're gonna have to switch that to be on the other side. So instead of swapping it over, because I'm not trying to tear this thing apart and do the reverse gears, I can swap the axle over to this side, in which that way we'll get it going the right direction. It looks like I actually might be able to get in there and unbolt this. We'd have to see about that. Looks like this axle for this wheel goes inside this shaft, so might be able to unbolt it, take it off, and then swap sides. I'm not too familiar with it. This is all kind of purely trial and error. I know the outside of engines. I know a little bit about cars, as you guys probably see. It's a lot of fabrication and stuff like that. I did buy a welder for this, but I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm trying to rebuild these so we can actually use them and go off and do some fun stuff. The blue one is the last big nitty gritty one. So I'll show a picture right here of exactly what it looked like when we got it. But right now, I've cut out the floor, most of it. Still need to get a couple more panels out, gotta grind it away. At least we have a base. It's pretty rusted out, as you guys can probably see. The entire motor mount chassis is just messed up. We're removing this entire thing and we're gonna build ourselves a new frame, which will hold the new motor on, which you saw in the garage. This is gonna be the base, which we're gonna fit on the floor here until we get a new seat. So at least we'll have a base here, but this is a big project that's gonna take some time. This one should be super easy. We just gotta get our new chain. For this one, the chain that we had kind of was bent. So I just replaced the clutch. This is the centrifugal clutch for this motor. Just got a brand new one on. I fixed the braking system, which is a little bit jank. It's just a tension. You press down on this and it slows down the motor. It is a one-wheel drive go-kart, but it is fast. This is a modified Go Power Sports. They customly built this so it has upgraded internal. So it's a 212cc engine, but it's much faster than that, and it runs amazing. It's super fast. We were able to test it all out. We also got a brand new tire and inner tube for this wheel because this one blew out. It was nasty and rusted all through, but we sanded it down, removed all the paint, and I just finished priming it a couple days ago. We're gonna be using this wood to actually set an actual outside shell for this, so it has a design, so it's actually gonna look like a car, not just a piece of metal with an engine on the back. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So that's been my life. Because the Subaru is down in Portland, there's nothing I can really do, but there are some sneak peeks. I can't really give sneak peeks because it would give it away, and I don't want to give it away yet. I want it to be released on the level that's respected. Does that make any sense at all? I don't know. I just want it to be, I want it to be a special release when we get it done, but maybe you can see here. That's all you get. But the big day is with Yasi and what we may or may not be buying today. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a couple hours away. That is nasty. That's nasty. That's very nasty. Should we replace the E92 with something else? It's kind of up to her, but we're gonna have to find that out in a couple hours. We're gonna see if we're going to buy something, either replacing it or adding to the collection, because you guys already know I had 2 cars, got rid of one, so maybe we're gonna add to the Beamer family. Maybe I'm gonna get her into another German car. Maybe she's going JDM. I don't know yet. Speaking of replacing things with something else, so this is an electric Razor. It's a Razor racing bike. It's not really a racing bike. The thing is slow. It's made for kids. I'm nearly, just under 200 pounds, so this thing goes nowhere. And we were charging it, but I just replaced the motor on this with a more, I guess, extreme motor. It's an 800 watt instead of a 500 watt. I had to customize some stuff. I had to hack off the mounts and make new mounting points for this, and also with a bracket that held this whole thing together. The whole engine came apart when I was doing it, but I replaced it. I like the idea of electric motors, and they actually sell a lot of these little go-kart things and motors and stuff that are 1800 watts, which are pretty damn fast and are able to keep up with 150cc go-karts, like full-size ones, like the blue one right over there. So if you can get something that can keep up with that, and for a lesser price, well, probably about the same price, but it's electric and no gas and it's silent, why not build something like that? Then it came to mind, what if we build a car with an electric engine? I don't know if I'm up to the task, but that is it's kind of a cool idea. Maybe I'll just get a beater. Maybe we'll have a Honda Civic that's rear-wheel drive, that's electric. These are just ideas. I don't know.
I brought some masks.
All right, so we are on the road now. Go check out the new car. I'm not saying what it is. I know you don't want me saying what it is either.
No.
It's a good deal if it is what it's advertised to be. And you guys probably know, if you ever bought a car before in your life, not everything is always as it seems, whether it's a dealership, private sale, or anything. So we're gonna meet up with this guy. We're definitely gonna be late. We might go home with another car today. If we do, it'll be huge for Yasi. It's got some things about it that she hasn't dove into yet, let's just say that.
So we are on our way to go check out this car, and I'm excited. Hopefully we'll get it.
Well, here's my question. Like we started off a little sketchy with this, the way he was communicating was pretty bad. So, but now he's starting to text us and we're getting to the point, but we still don't know exactly where he lives. We're just going to a crossroads. So it's a little weird. So I don't know. I mean, I'm expecting it to have some blemishes here and there. I want to know, what do you think? What do you think we're gonna see when we pull up?
I'm nervous.
Nervous?
I'm very nervous.
Do you think it's gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be everything that you read about when he put in the post, or what do you think?
50-50. I don't know. It can be really good or it can be really bad, I think.
So you don't think it's gonna be in the middle, like, okay, it's gonna be like awesome, great deal, or it's gonna be like no go? I
mean, just knowing the type of car it is, you know.
They are kind of hard to find in condition. So, do you think it's going to be a 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, or an 8-cylinder car? I'll give you those 3. That's a hint. It's not a V10. We're not getting a Ferrari or anything like that, and it's not electric. Are you excited though?
Yes!
Okay.
Okay.
So, on our way back, and I'm still in the Jeep. I'm not driving the car back right now. We gave them an offer. We're gonna see if they're going to text us, call us back. I don't know, I test drove it. It was, performance-wise, mechanically, it was strong. It was pretty sound. It was really well maintained. Did you think it would be cleaner?
Yeah.
What was like not clean about it? What was the
Everything.
you thought?
It wasn't clean.
It just wasn't what you thought it was?
No, I thought it'd be much cleaner. Well taken care of, but no, that wasn't.
Mechanically, yeah. Cosmetically it didn't look very good, but
And I'm all about cosmetics.
she's all about cosmetics, but mechanically it was very sound. In the meantime, we're probably just going to keep looking for other options. It was nice that it was a certain vehicle, a certain car, but it may be worth getting something different. I don't know yet.
The next day.
Day 2, is this even right? Yeah, this is right. No word back from the guy who had the car that we were looking at. I almost said it. We're enjoying the sun. It's a beautiful day out here. Look at it. Look at Arya saying hi to the camera. She's like, what is this thing? She's not used to having a camera in her face. We are at least keeping busy with other stuff, going on walks, seeing the other paths and trails that we can actually go on. But right now I have a lot of projects I'm trying to handle, and I'm enjoying my time with them both out here getting some sun, because we have this go-kart, which I said I would get done. The chain came in, which is in that box right there. And then we have the seat and also seat covers. And then also we have some fiberglass, which we're gonna lay down to make a shell so this thing doesn't look like a bag of. Also, I have the rear tire and the inner tube for this bike because for some reason that blew out. I think we ran over a staple or nail. I think this will actually be faster than the gas-powered one. I'm not quite sure. I know initially this is way faster. It's like a Tesla, instant torque, and this one takes some time to get up because it's still a 4-stroke. So we'll see. I'm gonna get all of these fixed up, and then we'll actually be able to take them outside and ride them around in comparison. I still know this will be the fastest because this is nuts. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? We're gonna go racing today, aren't we? Do you say hi to everybody? Hi. That's close enough. I like it. She's so cute. Whoever said you can't do fun stuff with kids, it's stupid. Limits time, but as long as mommy's out here supporting and having fun, then we're doing good. So I'm gonna get to work on these things, see if I can get them put together. If you have any questions about go-karts or anything like that, put it in the comments below. I might be able to help you out if you're having issues with building a go-kart, and I can again share my experiences. I'm not an expert, but maybe I can help out. Sun goes down and I just lost everything. The wind just blew all my trash away. Give me a second. Let me go get that. That was annoying. We got the wheel off, as you guys saw, off the bike. I got the chain onto the go-kart. The seat, I had to order some bolts. I thought it would come with the hardware to actually mount this thing. I was just gonna cut off a metal plate and then weld that onto what we already had up the area where I cut off, as you saw. For some reason there's no bolts. I had to run a long way to get that trash. I'm out of breath. Anyways, you guys can see, whatever hit this tire, it blew right through it. You guys can see that? Tire's off. This is the wheel. It's gonna look like the RSRRs. Look at that pattern. This is a thick tire. I think it's thicker than this one. Oof, baby. That's a lot thicker. Yeah, you got all of that.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was, I think, gunshots. Olympia. I haven't been vlogging at all. It was a nightmare getting that tire on. So I'll show you guys later exactly what kind of power this thing puts out. We've gone from a 500 watt to an 800 watt. It's pretty awesome. Cleaned up the mess. The go-kart is gonna have to go on a later time. I had to look up and order some hardware because no hardware came with this seat. And we're going to then eventually work on the fiberglass shell, which we have some epoxy, which we will be putting on to make that hard shell outline as soon as we do. But how we're going to do that, I'll be showing that later. We have been looking for other cars and other options that we actually have.
Don't put that in.
Right now we have about 2 on the list right now that do have potential. We're gonna go check them out tomorrow. The guy that we originally met with has not got back to us. We're not going up in price because it's not worth us spending the money knowing the stuff we plan on doing in the future. We need to save that money. But in good news, at least for today, the pocket bike is completely good to go. That whole wheel assembly is a nightmare. I don't know if anybody's done a pocket bike assembly, but literally I had to, this will be quick, but main bolt goes all the way through. I don't know if you guys can see it. Then there is a spacer. Then there's the chain and sprocket. Then there's the wheel with the axle. And then on the other side is the hole that holds the caliper. And then there is a spacer. And then there is another brace for the caliper. And then there's another spacer. And then there's the frame. And then there's the bolt. But before you put all that stuff on, you have to put these clamps on right here. Which I don't even know if you can see. This little clamp, which you twist on, pulling the wheel as far back as possible so it keeps the chain on. That sucks.
Don't put it.
We're going to have a drag race between the pocket bike and the electric 800, now 800 watt Razor dirt bike. We want to see which one's faster, and I weigh about 100 pounds more than Yasi because she's this tiny little dinky thing. That's why she can do weird stuff like bite me.
I like biting.
Okay, and then whatever's faster, I'm definitely going to be taking the cart because we're going to take up the cart for a spin and try and see which one's faster in that one. This one's always going to be faster because it's a modified engine, but yeah, I'm having fun with these go-karts. At least we can, I don't know, at least we can do something that's fun while cars are being worked on and also buying other cars.
What does the winner get?
Hmm.
We'll let you guys decide that.
Yeah. Check out the poll. If you've already watched this far, we've come up with something and it's going to be whatever. We'll figure that out later. So in the poll, choose what the winner is going to get. I haven't done a sign out in like 3 months.
Peace out. Stay humble.
All right. Love you guys.